Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame, Cinnamon Sugar. I'm debating on if I'm gonna put my camera up because where I'm sitting right now, this is the only way y'all gonna really be able to see me as clear as y'all are seeing me right now because the sun is in the process of setting. So I just wanted to give y'all a little quick update. Thank you for those of y'all who've been reaching out to me to check on me. I'm okay. I am okay. I still have my moments when it comes to my mama because it's kind of stressful. I had a moment the other day when she asked me to kind of re-twist her hair up again until my daddy washes it this weekend. And I was like, hey, Mom, I was in the hair store the other day. Did you want me to? Well, I asked her would she be open to me doing certain things to her hair because I used to do her hair all the time. I used to do everything like when French rolls was in the 90s and all that stuff. I was doing waves, French rolls, all that to her hair. The little Shirley Temple, I used to do all that little stuff to her hair. And I never got around to making her a wig. So I'm trying to figure out would she let me do like a little crochet situation that blended in with her hair because her hair is like fully gray. I just got the salt and pepper going, well, the cinnamon and sugar, because her name, this is Cinnamon Sugar right here. But anyway, so she was like, oh, you ain't got to worry about that. Your sister, she bought up hair for me a couple of years ago, and she gonna do my hair for me when I go in for surgery. And I was just like, so it's just a matter of when she decides that she wants to get the surgery done. It's to a point now, y'all, that since they are heavily into everything that the CDC, doctors, and all the other stuff says, my mama is still gonna go continue to get boosters and all that other stuff for the COVID shot, and she's due for a flu shot. I ain't took no flu shot since long before I left Alabama. They get sick every single year. I don't get sick. And I just stopped taking it. Only thing that would happen to me is that my arm would hurt extremely bad for like almost a week. And I didn't get sick. But for whatever reason, every time they took the flu shot, they got sick as a dog every single time. So yeah, I don't do that. And as I've already mentioned before, I did not take the COVID vaccine and never had any intentions of taking it. And I'm actually shocked that my parents took it. As y'all have seen, or you should have seen, a lot of things have been coming out. And I'm like, woo, child. That's why I be scrolling and reading people's comments and people talking about they regret taking it and all kinds of heart issues have been going on. And there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of things that are connected that they said was going to be a part of the situation. But, if you took it, you wrote and signed your life away and said, I have no right to anything if anything happened to me, so I can't sue y'all. So it is what it is. But I just was never going to take it no way. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. Tuskegee is up the street. That's just one small thing that I've known about and learned about. And that made me instantly say, oh, absolutely not. Especially as me, I'm an adult now. Of course, I had no control over getting vaccines when I was a child and all the other stuff. But now that I'm an adult, if I can have control over it, I'm going to say no every single time. Too much stupidity been going on. A lot of stuff happens, whether people want to accept the reality of it or not, to try to weed people out because we are very overpopulated. But I digress. So anyway, I said all that to say that my mama, since she is paralyzed, apparently what they do is, as a part of their insurance, my mama gets like 2 free rides to the hospital. And so in order for her to get her shots and stuff, if she's not going to get a ride with somebody coming to get her that's, on an ambulance, then they rent some kind of a van. They had some van service. And when my daddy and my brother went out to do something like towards the end of last week, they went and looked for it, and the area, like whatever the service was, disappeared. And so my brother was saying he didn't know if the service no longer exists. meaning the company, or if they moved. So they're gonna have to look into that, but I don't know. So in order for them to transport her, they have to do like the most just to take her in to see a doctor and all this other stuff. And she's probably going to get transported in an ambulance if she continues to say, I'm going to get surgery at some point. Whenever I decide, that's when I'm gonna go. So that's probably gonna be the way that they're gonna get her. They're gonna come and get her out of the house some kind of way. I don't know, because like I said, my daddy like lifts her up and sits her on a pot in order for her to use the bathroom as far as number 2 is concerned. So yeah, everything else is her being attached, hooked up to a catheter, and he bathes her, changes the adult diaper. Her and my brother, my daddy and my brother go between emptying out the urine and the number 2 daily and all that stuff. And like I said, my daddy, he bathes my mama and he washes her hair and all that stuff. So yeah, not looking forward to that. And I'm really hoping that, once I get all the way back into doing what I'm supposed to do, my mama will see that the stuff that I'm doing is working for me and I don't have the ailments that she has. And for her to be like, oh, well, let me try, I'm really hoping, because at one point in time, as I've already told y'all before, she was on board with going alkaline. She saw what it was literally like. And that's the thing. Some people are, their only way they will believe is if they see it happening in front of their eyes. And I was losing weight. Like, it wasn't no drastic, I'm looking like a crackhead all of a sudden type of a situation. I lost it like, it wasn't overnight, but it was fast enough to where people were like, dang, you dropping weight. Like, at my job, they were saying it. And other people who were seeing me when I would post stuff, whether they were in Alabama or other, surrounding states or whatever, they noticed it as well. So that was not my purpose in becoming alkaline at the time. I just wanted to kind of keep my body in a state that would be considered to be alkaline, of course, but to kind of keep all possible illnesses away, because anything could happen. I can go into remission. I am a cancer survivor, and even though I have been cancer free for years, that was a very traumatic experience that I don't wish on anybody. Even though I was stage 1, they caught it extremely early and they were able to treat it and remove it. And every time I went back for them to check up, everything was fine. Anything could trigger it. Me eating the way that I'm eating can trigger it and make it come back. And I don't want that. And so it was crazy how I was looking up stuff for my sister, and it ended up being something that saved me. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help but to smile about it, because even like whenever I talk about alkaline or fruitarian lifestyle, I get excited about it, because it's something that I've done on my own. I've done it for myself, and I doubted it. I was one of those people, I doubted it. And I'm like, man, they just don't want us to eat all these good cookies, cakes, and pies. So, I don't know. My cousin, if I think about it, I'll put it in this video. But my cousin, who is very into herbs, biohacks, as she like to say, things that aid in you being able to heal yourself, essentially. She ended up posting something, and I ended up inboxing her, and I expressed to her basically how I had a moment where I broke down because all this stuff is going on with my mama, and I came to her with the idea of doing certain things and allowing me to like rub her down with the alkaline butters and things, and for her to ingest the certain teas that Crystal Alkaline Doulas people said, in a way, because whenever they talk to you, if you talk to one of them, they have to say it in a way where it's not as if they're saying, this is definitely going to cure this. You'll be cured if you do this. If you drink this and you apply this, you will be cured. And basically, it's just a way to kind of go around it so that you don't have to deal with the government and all the other stuff saying certain things and trying to shut her down and all this other stuff. But essentially, you are ingesting herbs and putting things that have the different, I was about to say Earls. You know, they say in Louisiana they say Earl. I just be like, why they say Earl? It's so hilarious. But anyway, different body butters and oils and things like that that she concocts. A lot of that stuff is stuff that we've done in the past before modern medicine came about. And so my thing is, why not try this? But I talked to her, I vented to my cousin and told her how I felt. And I just was trying to figure out ways that I could get my mama on board, because her mama is going through a whole lot of stuff. And she's actually allowing her to do certain things to help her. She's creating different medications or whatever from herbs. And it's not necessarily, like, a lot of the stuff actually is alkaline stuff. But some of the stuff is like bordering on it or whatever. But it's stuff that has proven to work for the things that are going on with my aunt. And if y'all knew how my aunt is so fickle, or at least when the way we grew up, she's just one of them people where she ain't here for nothing. The fact that she's all the way on board with this is just making me be like, and that's why I reached out to my cousin. This is my daddy's sister. And so I was just like, what can I do to get my mama on board? Because I'm pretty sure this stuff is, it really, I am so hopeful that it'll actually reverse what she has going on, because I called them folks and asked them, what would I need to buy? And I already knew I had some of the stuff on hand. I knew I would have to get a certain type of butter, and I put it down in my notes and everything. And I went and presented it to my mama, and she was just like, yeah, I can't take no herbs. The doctor said, and I was like, the doctor ain't say nothing. The doctor didn't know nothing about no herb. The doctor didn't know nothing about me coming home, having this situation to pop off to where I was going to come home and I was going to be in your face all the time. They didn't know none of this was going to happen. They didn't know that I had every intention of trying to heal you and try to heal you from all of this stuff that's going on in my own way, or try to get the process started to make it easier on you. In my mind, this stuff is going to reverse what she got going on. And one day while I'm rubbing on her, she going to start feeling stuff again. In my mind, that's the way it's going to go. But she just shot it down. So anyway, y'all, I might screenshot and put in the video somewhere what me and my cousin said, you know, her response to me. It was basically her listening to me vent. But also there's another situation that I think I told y'all about. I'm going to be very brief about it and tell y'all about it. But there's this woman that I went to school with, and her husband has renal failure, end-stage renal failure. And I've been reached out to her months ago. And I told her about Crystal Alkaline Doula and all this other stuff, and how people who had end-stage, this, that, and the other things that doctors told them they would not be able to cure, they would not be able to fix, they would not be able to reverse, all of it had been reversed and some more. Better off than they ever were in their life, because they had been doing this stuff or whatever. I'm talking about the people post and send in testimonials to Crystal all the time. She does have it on her website now, because at one point in time, I think I told y'all she didn't. And usually we would have to go by what people were literally sending in, and she would screenshot it because it would be in her inbox, versus us being able to just see it next to any tea, butter, oil, or whatever they've used in order to heal themselves. And it's crazy because the other day, somebody sent her something, and I'm going to try to remember to screenshot that and put it in here too, about how they, this particular woman, she actually was told by the doctors that she was going to have to start chemo. She was going to have to start, dialysis, excuse me. And prior to all of that, she had already purchased a lot of the teas that she would need. So she was in the hospital, day one in the hospital. Like, she was so bad off, she had to be admitted into the hospital. She told her boyfriend to go home, get the stuff. And the next day, she had drank the tea one day. The next day, the doctors came and was like, we don't know what in the world. Like, come on now. From one day, come on now. I'm just saying. And you don't want to try it? You don't want to try this. That's what makes me feel defeated, because I'm like, nobody's even trying. And I have told several people about this stuff, and it's like every single person, with the exception of like a handful of people, they don't listen to me. Like, the people who are the worst off are the ones who are not listening to me. There are people who, they ask me about other stuff. Like somebody was asking me about sex, and I told them about certain things, and they did those things. They ate certain foods. Like, they hadn't even began to get into the herbs and stuff. They're getting into the herbs and stuff now. They were like, oh, I want to have my, I want my stamina to be more, or whatever. I want to have a whole lot more stamina. Told them what them people did what I said for a week, and they were like, you were right. It's just a handful of people that are doing the things that I told them to do, and it's working. And I'm like, why won't the rest of y'all listen to me? Like, it really made me feel some type of way. I feel helpless, because I'm like, you really could be saving yourself right now. You really could save yourself. But anyway, with this woman, she done did all this. She was like, oh, I'll look into it. And then I'm just saying to myself, girl. And then it's like her husband keeps getting worse and worse. Way worse off. It's so bad now that, like, he used to be a part of this motorcycle club. Like, he's still a part of it, but he's so bad off now that he can't even get around. He's in the hospital and bedbound more than anything now. And so they had gotten together, and they did something where they did a ride through, and I don't even know if he was able to even be at the door to see it. But his chapter and other motorcycle chapters got together, and they rode and came through the neighborhood and rode through, and she recorded it. Now, she probably had to show him the recording, because he's bad off. Like, he got a walker and everything. Like, it's bad. So he can't even ride no more. Like, he literally can't hop on it, ride around the corner, ride around the neighborhood, and come back. Like, he cannot do anything. She's working 100% full time. She might be a social worker. The money is okay, but it's now a one income household, and it's been like that for a while, because he is end stage cancer. I think her parents are helping and all this other stuff, but it's not enough. I'm pretty sure she has not looked into what I told her to do. I told her exactly what to do, and if I think about it, I will post in here what I was telling y'all about, the conversation that I had with her. And it made me feel some type of way, because I'm like, I don't even want to go there. It's going to go bad. It's going to come out wrong. It's going to come out very terrible if I say it, whatever. So anyway, I just don't know what to do, because I'm just like, y'all are not trying. I feel like people are not trying, and it just do something to me. And I'm just like, sometimes I just want to click off. I just don't even want to see it no more, because apparently you don't want to save yourself. You don't want to save your loved ones. And I'm just like, come on now. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, if I think about it, I will post that. But yeah, my cousin told me, as it pertains to my mama, to just keep trying to get through to her. And, she is a part of the older generation, and they are, kind of stubborn when it comes to certain things and all of that. So I'm like, I'm going to try, because it's a lot. And I love the fact that even though my cousin is older than me, she has never been like one of those that would be like, oh, you're old, I'm older than you, I'm looking down on you. You might be my cousin, but it's some people that have this, I don't know what it is. They will look down on you like, I ain't gonna fool with you. We ain't the same age, and we ain't gonna play together. And not like, she ain't never been like that. Like, she's always talked to me like we're equals, in a sense. Like, that's the best way I could put it. But anyway, but yeah, lately I've been very happy. Things might be looking up on the job front. I'm gonna keep that hush hush for now, and I'm gonna hope that it pans out. It's not social work, but it's it's with a great company, put it like that. And I don't know if they're waiting to pull my application, because they might start training me at the beginning of the year, or what. I'm gonna ask my friend about that, because I have a friend that she reached out to me and was like, hey, I want to, I know you're looking for work, and it might not be social work, but maybe you can do this. So she was telling me about some stuff, and so I put in for some things, and I'm gonna see what's going on with that. It's gonna be very interesting. But she said that, if all goes well, which it should, it'll be okay. It'll be easy breezy. It'll be, what it need to be, and I can do what I need to do until I'm able to get back to where I'm trying to get. I'm very interested in someone that I'm friends with. They are very interested in me. They are very, very sweet. They're everything that I could ever want in somebody that I would be in a relationship with. He and I are both in a space where we feel as though we need to stay single. And even though we like each other, we're just trying to just kind of keep it light. But we hang out from time to time. He is so, like, I can't even describe. He is so, like, the vibe is just everything. He is everything. So, yeah. It's a very nice situation. Very, very, very nice. Like right now, he should be asleep for work. So I'm not going to be able to talk to him until like late tonight or early tomorrow morning. And I might be asleep. And then, like, depending on how my work schedule is, if I end up getting that job that she's telling me about, pretty much when he's asleep, I'll be awake and vice versa or whatever. So it's going to be interesting. I might have to talk to him on breaks and when I have my days off. And it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to be a certain amount of days that I'm working, a certain amount of days that I'm off, which is kind of cool. And I don't think they force you. I don't think they force you to have to come in on your days off. I don't think so. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's a very interesting situation. Was not expecting anything to come out of us having conversations. Like, we literally were just talking. Like, hey, how you doing? You been having a good day? Oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then when you just cannot judge a book by its cover. Like, y'all, I wouldn't have never, everything that he told me, I was just like, oh, he just kept on saying stuff that continuously intrigues me. Like, he is so smart. So smart. Oh my gosh. So talented. Like, he is child. So anyway, but yeah, one of the other people that is interested in me, I'm not that interested in him. It's a lot of stuff be going on. I just be like, sir, it ain't going nowhere. We can be friends all day, but as far as where he thinks things should go, I don't even want to go out on a date. No, I don't want to go out on a date. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. I hadn't been on here to tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all this and I'm going to go. Y'all, when me and the person that I first started talking about first had communication with one another, everything was going well. It's like everybody started blowing him up and everybody started blowing me up. People who had said, hey, bye, nothing to me, and the longest started blowing me up, same go with him. We'll be on the phone talking to each other. He'll be like, where she come from? Calling me like, it was so weird. And the same was happening to me. I was just like, wow. The most random people started reaching out. Then new people started reaching out. And when I tell you, my phone was going off like crazy. His phone was going off like crazy. And he was just, and I'm, we still single. So I'm saying to myself, all right. I was like, go ahead and, do what you're going to do. I said, go ahead and, get your roster together now. He was like, no, I ain't talking to nobody but you. And I was like, okay. Look, and then he calls me a pimp. In his mind, a pimp, in the way that he uses the word, is somebody who has like a roster, got a whole lot of people that they talking to and all of that. Like I'm entertaining them for real. And I'm telling him, nah, like I would be honest with you and tell you if something was going on. There are people that I have conversations with, but I'm not with and have no interest in them. Anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully this was entertaining. Bye.